My name is Sam, and I'm doing my solo program for Python module. I'm on chapter 8 now, and our first exercise under chapter 8. We're trying to define a simple function. So the first line of our code is define greet user. Then it displays a simple greeting, which is hello. So the code defines two functions. The first function is the greet user, which is above. It displays a simple greeting saying hello. It then calls without any argument. We call the function greet user without any argument. So it then prints our message hello, which you can see in my terminal. And the second function is the greet user username, which takes one parameter, the username, and then prints a personalized message. So when we call our function greet user with small, it capitalizes the name and prints hello small, like you see in my terminal. And the next exercise is the passing argument. So here we are trying to use a function called describe pet that displays information about pet. That displays information about pet. The functions take two parameters, which is the animal type and the pet name. Inside the function, it prints two lines describing the pet using the f string formatted string method. Finally, here on the last code, we describe our pet, which is dog and Fluffy. So now, when we run the code, it prints this message for us. I have the animal type. The animal type, whether I say dog or whatever, it shows in our terminal, and the animal type name is pet name, which is our animal type is dog, and the pet name is Fluffy, which we can see in my terminal. And the next example here, this code calls the same function describe pet, but this time we're calling it twice, and now we're using a keyword argument instead of the position argument. The keyword argument allows us to specify which parameter each values belong to. So when we say describe pet, animal type is equals to hamster and pet name equals to Harry. We then define describe pet, which is pet name, animal type, which goes to dog, and displays the information about our pet. So here we print with the format string method. I have the animal type. Our animal type is dog, and we then print again. My animal type name is pet name.title. So We then describe our pet name to be Willie, another pet name to be Wonka, another pet name to be Irie, while the animal type is hamster. So when we run the code, each parameter for the parameter for animal type has a default of dog. This means if we don't specify the animal type when calling the function, it will automatically use dog. And the next exercise is the values, the returning values is what we did there. So in our first line of code, we define the function get formatted name, which takes a first name and last name, and then combines them into a full name, and then capitalizes neatly using the dot title method. Then the next line of code, we created a variable musician, which is equals to get formatted name Jeko Amavoswago. We then say you should print musician. So which will print the name in our get formatted name, the musician name in our get formatted name, which is Jacob Mavoswago. Yeah. In the next example, we are making an argument optional. Here the first code we define a function get formatted name, which now takes three arguments, which is the first name, middle name, and last name, and then combine them into a full name. And returns the full name with the dot title method, which is in capital letter. So when we now create the variable musician, which is get formatted, which is a function we already created, get formatted name, and we put the name, the first name John, the second name, the middle name Lee, and Oka as the last name. So when we say print musician, it gives us this John Lee Oka. You can see in my terminal. The next example under our chapter 8 is the dictionary. Here we work with the dictionary. We created the function, we defined the function, which is build person, that takes the first name and last name, and it returns the dictionary containing information about the person. So then when we say person, we call person, we created the variable person, which is equal to the first name and the last name, and then it returns the value we stored in our person. So now we say musician, we created a variable musician equals to build person, Mavo and Swago. So when we print musician, it shows us the first name and last name, which is first name Mago, last name Swago. Yeah. And the next exercise, we also added an example. Added a age example in this exercise. So we define build person as a function, and it takes the first name and last name and age as an optional. So and it then returns the dictionary of information about the person. So we created a variable person, and we created a dictionary with the first and last keys. If age is provided, we then add age to the dictionary and then return the values in our person variable. So when we call musician equals to build person with the value Mavo, which is the first name, Swag, which is the last name, and 25, which is age. And when we print musician, it shows us the first name, last name, and the age 25, as you can see. Okay, the next exercise, which is greet users. Here we're trying to work with a list. This code defines a function. And so here we defined a function which is as and it take a list of names. Here we want to print a personalized message for each name in the list. And then we create a username with 3 names called and then we call the function to greet them, and then we print the usernames. So when I print the usernames, it says hello Anna, which is our first name, hello Tayo, and hello Dario, which is our last name. And if we go ahead and print usernames, it just like print the usernames. Yeah.